All right, so I want to talk to you about setups. So first of all, the concept itself, the idea of a setup is I'm not just attacking without any prep. I'm trying to threaten, off balance my opponent in some way before I attack his legs, because that's going to make that attack way more effective, right? Because I'm giving some misdirection and then attacking, or I'm threatening with something else and then attacking, or I'm moving him, or getting him on the wrong foot and then attacking, right? So again, there's a lot of different ways that I can set something up. So I can threaten with something. Maybe I threaten with a snap down, and then he pops out of that, which allows me to attack a leg. Or maybe I'm attacking his left leg. Boom, he steps out of that, which then allows me to come back and attack his right leg. So I'm threatening to one side, attacking the other. I'm threatening a snap down and attacking a shot. I can also create angles, right? So I get past his elbow, I'm creating an angle. I can off balance him, right? So if I can get him stepping hard, boom. If I can get him leaning forward, anything like that, where I'm off balancing him in preparation for a shot. So I want to threaten him, or I want to off balance him. The other thing I can do is I can time him. I can look for openings in his movements or in his tie-up. So if he's reaching, so actually what Zane just did, he was reaching with his lead leg in. So if he does that, I can actually time that to get under it and get into my shot. So again, I'm looking for threatening him, off balancing him, or timing him, looking for openings. And those are the ways that I'm setting up my attacks. So this is where just a reference to the idea of hand fighting. An important part of setups is that I have really heavy hands. I'm really moving this guy, but I'm also moving my feet. And so if I'm really fighting hard with my hand fighting game and I'm able to move with my hands and move my feet and put those two things together, that's going to be an important part of setup game. Another thing that's really important is another video just about the ability to change directions rapidly. So if I'm pulling him in one direction and able to pull him back into a shot, or if I'm shooting from one side and then the other, and again, being able to change directions really quickly, that's also going to be an important part of the setup game. And then the last thing to pay attention to on my setups is, so if I'm looking to shoot a shot from a left leg lead, so let's say, which for me, I like to shoot things out of a left leg lead. I'm going to shoot a head inside single to his right leg off of my left leg lead, right? So this is my shot. It comes from here. Well, if I'm setting him up, I got to pay attention to my footwork, right? So if I circle him into stepping, but I've also circled myself into a right leg lead, then I'm not going to be able to take my shot without switching my stance. And then that split second that I'm switching my stance, I've lost the setup, right? So timing is really important on this. And so if I'm circling him into my single here, right? So I'm circling him, but I'm circling him into my stance for my shot. So I want to make sure that I'm paying attention to my footwork on my setup. So as I'm setting him up, I'm also setting my feet into the right position for the shot that I'm setting him up.